I remember my first Yakuza game, Yakuza 4. The unique blend of style, likeable characters, astonishingly brutal violence, and that one minigame where you choose the prettiest dress for your paid girlfriend made me go, ooh. But as time went on, with each new Yakuza game I played, I added another word to that statement. Ooh, Yakuza. Ooh, Yakuza game. Ooh, another Yakuza game. Oh boy, another Yakuza game. Oh boy, another bloody Yakuza game. Excuse me, Yards, it's actually called Like a Dragon now. Oh, so we don't play as a good-hearted Yakuza or ex-Yakuza with ass-kicking fighting skills who gets embroiled in a conspiracy while attempting to protect an innocent woman and ends up in a climactic punch-up with no shirt on. You can dress up like a hula dancer now. Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Yakuza has always been tonally schizophrenic, but Like a Dragon's deliberate lean into the wacky humour makes it all the more of a lurch when it shows us ultra-gritty violent torture scenes in which a dude shoots off another dude's fingers or crucifies a dude to a wall and eviscerates him, and then 2 seconds later we confront the one responsible by whacking him with a surfboard so he flies into the path of our hula dancer party member's flying buttock strike. Which I'm sure sounds like it makes for an interesting game, but that's just the established baseline, and frankly after the breath of fresh air that was the first Like a Dragon with its new turn-based combat system and new protagonist, I spent much of my time with Infinite Wealth waiting in vain for it to differentiate itself in any meaningful way. But no, after your boy Ichiban Kasuga finds himself down on his luck and at the end of his rope once again, he's given a hot tip on an innocent woman he could defend and shoots off to Hawaii to get embroiled in a conspiracy doing so. And after tearfully parting ways with his original adventuring party, Punch Man, Hot Lady and Specky Homeless Wizard, he lands on the tarmac and almost immediately befriends a new adventuring party consisting of Punch Man, Hot Lady and Specky Taxi Driver Wizard. The Punch Man in question being Kazuma Kiryu of all people, who tried his level best to finally escape this fucking franchise by fleeing to another country and putting on a bad toupee made of Christmas tinsel, but apparently it wasn't enough. So the turn-based party combat system is practically unchanged from the last game, complete with all the problems I had with it. We still get constantly harassed by low-level random goons far past the point that any XP gained from kicking their teeth in scarcely covers the cost of shoe leather maintenance, so it's like I'm making breakfast and the ants on the kitchen floor keep trying to start shit. And during combat everyone constantly shifts position like awkward people trying to get to a toilet on the far side of a wedding reception dance floor, which makes it very annoying when you're trying to heal the whole party and Kiryu decides it's more important to scratch his arse on a bicycle stand 50 yards away. Also the job system returns, wherein can be found the aforediscussed hula dancer class, but it doesn't unlock until you're like 4 major dungeons into the game. I knew it had to exist though, because half the available shops on the map were all like, oh, this is where you buy weapons for chefs, prostitutes and supply teachers, which you won't be able to use for another 500 story missions, and everything costs 15,000 bucks anyway. If I wanted to be teased this much, I'd use the glory hole in the toilets at the dementia hospital, which goes part of the way to illustrating just how glacially paced Like a Dragon Infinite Warfare is. The above plot summary covers about the first 15 hours of gameplay. It's about 3 hours before you even get to Hawaii, and even that wasn't much of a sea change, because apparently the entire population of Honolulu has taken Japanese lessons, and, you know, it's the same sea. But I put my hands up to my own part in this. I made a tactical error. See, I'm bored of the very samey main plots of Yakuza games, defend innocent woman, embroil, conspiracy, shirts off, punch man, theme tune to the magic roundabout, etc, etc, when it's always the side stuff where the actual fun can be found, so I resolved to not worry about finishing the critical path of Like a Dragon Infinite Wallpaper and do all the side quests whenever they pop up. And that was a mistake, because the optional side quests, while occasionally featuring amusing bespoke mini-games, are mostly kind of boring random person has problem which at some point is resolved by beating the snot out of 4 or 5 random toughs who emerge from the background at one point like a magic eye picture, lessons are learned and we part as better, more complete people situations. Turns out the fun side quests are the non-optional ones that you're forced into at random points of the critical path. On that front, we have an entire cocking Pokemon knockoff. Gosh, it's a good time for those at the moment apparently, isn't it? In which we recruit and battle small groups of creepy men. Alongside it, but not interacting with it, we also have a full-on Pokemon Snap knockoff in which we must take pictures of a similar but distinct cadre of creepy men. I'm noticing a theme emerging here Like a Dragon. Someone's been spending too much time on public transport. And then at one point the plot goes, okay, go stand over there for a second. And when we do that, we get kidnapped and wake up in fucking Animal Crossing. And this was the one I was waiting for, the new Hawaiian-themed version of the business management sim aspect of the last game, except now with the cozy crafting and resource gathering of a Stardew Valley or a bear and breakfast. Depending on your usual gaming habits, this is the moment where Like a Dragon Imbly Dimbly may totally lose you, but it's okay, just do what it says for a little while, and eventually it'll let you ride a dolphin back to the main plot so you can get embroiled some more. But I like a cozy chill-out session. It's just weird to find one in my game about curb-stomping crims with flying buttock strikes. It may be a misstep, frankly. Deciding on the maximally efficient positioning for a sofa lacks the high energy that the last game's business sim somehow managed to pull off, even when it throws the now requisite cadre of creepy men at you for you to deck with a baseball bat while gathering wood in the morning. It's kinda amazing how the franchise that invented disco suit bicycle dueling could include such a terrible real-time combat system. The issue is that Yakuza games love realistic character animation to a degree bordering on obsessive, and while on the one hand it makes it weirdly hypnotic to watch Ichiban ascend a flight of stairs, the constant easing into and out of animations makes it very annoying to line up with the trees, rocks and human skulls you're trying to baseball bat into submission. In conclusion, like all Yakuza games, Like a Dragon Interminable Waffling will blow your mind if it's the first one you've ever played, but as a veteran, It left me disappointed. The whole experience put me in mind of spending an afternoon with a doddering elderly relative. Hey, shall we go unlock the job system like a dragon? Now hold your horses, let's make sure everything's nice and tidy first. Ooh, look at all these pictures of creepy men I've taken. What were we talking about? Job system like a dragon? I remember. I'm not that far gone. Let's stop getting distracted. Oh, how long's this glory hole been here?